GOP chairwoman Jessica Milan Patterson, former GOP national spokeswoman Elizabeth Pipko, and Independent Women Features editor-in-chief Kaylee McGee-White. Thank you all for coming on. Elizabeth Pipko, to you first. Play a little bit of more sound from the president tonight. This is him where he's talking about just getting started. Watch.
6 weeks ago, I stood beneath the dome of this Capitol and proclaimed the dawn of the golden age of America. From that moment on, it has been nothing but swift and unrelenting action to usher in the greatest and most successful era in the history of our country. We have accomplished more in 43 days than most administrations accomplished in 4 years or 8 years, and we are just getting started.
He also said the American dream, Elizabeth, is surging. Even those on social media don't really like Trump, at least said, you know, he was pretty inspiring. What were your thoughts?
No, I completely agree. It's fascinating to me how a speech that has lines in it like that, which are as inspiring as the one you just mentioned, can elicit so much anger from the Democrats, right? It proves that in 6 weeks, what he has been able to do is only anger the Democrats to the point that it proves they are more focused on their anger with Donald Trump than on any chance of trying to bring our country together and move our country forward. The fact is, the only thing that was on display tonight as strongly as Donald Trump's passion and vision for our country moving forward was how much the party of JFK has fallen backward. It was actually an embarrassing display and could not be more in contrast with the vision Donald Trump put forth and the performance he put forth tonight. Yeah,
it's amazing. Kaylee, to you now. He said this about executive orders. Watch.
Over the past 6 weeks, I have signed nearly 100 executive orders and taken more than 400 executive actions, a record to restore common sense, safety, optimism, and wealth all across our wonderful land. The people elected me to do the job, and I'm doing it.
Kind of the dichotomy. He looked like he was actually enjoying himself, Kaylee, and it looked like the Democrats just didn't have a response except for the signs, the sad signs.
Right, and we've talked a lot since the election, Trace, about why Democrats have refused to learn the lesson of 2024. And I think tonight confirmed the answer why. It's not that Democrats are just out of touch with the American public or that they don't understand how unpopular their policies are. It's that they don't care. Their decisions tonight not to stand and recognize Peyton McNabb, who was injured by a trans-identified male, that was a choice on their end. The decision to not even stand and applaud for a little boy fighting cancer was a decision on their end, and a unanimous one, by the way. Not a single Democrat defected on that. And so, again, I think it's fair, of course, to say that, yes, Democrats are out of touch with the American public, but we need to understand that it is a deliberate choice to remove themselves from all accountability. They only want to be able to tell us what to think, how to think, and how to vote. And their reaction to Donald Trump tonight was bigger than him. It was a reaction to being told by the American public for the very first time, no more.
Yeah, he asked Democrats to cheer with him at one point during this. Jessica, watch this.
So Democrats sitting before me, for just this one night, why not join us in celebrating so many incredible wins for America? For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
Obviously didn't cheer for him. They didn't cheer for anybody, as Kaylee was pointing out.
And the best part about it was that President Trump was so unbothered by it all. He said, I'm going to go back to work just like I've been doing over the last several weeks, whether it's DOJ and finding all of the waste, fraud, and abuse that is happening in our country, where our taxpayer dollars are going, whether it's securing our border. We're seeing the drop in illegal crossings, 96%. President Trump is completely unbothered by Democrats, and in fact, he would rather do it without them.
Yeah. It's amazing. The line of the night, Elizabeth Pipko, might have been about securing the border. Here it is again.
Friends in the Democrat Party kept saying we needed new legislation. We must have legislation to secure the border. But it turned out that all we really needed was a new president.
It was strong because it was true.
100%. And I think Jessica just said it, right? Donald Trump doesn't actually need anybody else. He has proven that from day one. The only ones that he needs by his side are the American people, who again proved on November 5th that they were with him in the kind of numbers Democrats could not have expected. That's why they're behaving like this. They have nothing left, Trace. They don't know what to do with themselves. They're losing to a man who they threw everything at. He came back no matter what. He came back with more support they could even imagine. And they are actually malfunctioning in the face of a man more popular than they can ever imagine themselves ever being.
I just want to go back, and I'm going to get both Kaylee and Jessica's take on this. This is voter analysis from 2024. How much change would you like to see in how the country is run? No change, 2%. Small change, 15%. Substantial change, 56%. Complete and total upheaval, 20%. That's 83%, Kaylee McGee-White, that wanted substantial or total upheaval, and they got it.
They got it, and yet despite this, as Trump pointed out, he made it very clear that there was nothing that he could do or say, even in line with the American public's will, that would make Democrats applaud or stand with him. And then they spent the entire rest of his speech proving him exactly right. And so I think that this was a different Trump because he wasn't there to make friends. He wasn't there to play around with bipartisanship. He was there to make it very clear to Democratic outliers that his agenda is going to happen one way or the other, and they can either go along with it or they can make fools out of themselves opposing it. Democrats chose the latter tonight.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that anyone else could have gotten this done besides President Trump. He has made it very clear that he is coming in here and he wants to leave the country in a better place. And a big part of that is what he's doing with Elon Musk, bringing in one of the greatest minds of our generation and fixing the problems that have faced America for a very long time.
He appeared to own the room tonight. Jessica Milan Patterson, Kaylee McGee-White, Elizabeth Pipko, thank you all. Well, in the early moments